Fourth place playoff, I guess, for the Tier 2 Grand League Cup, and it's Dutch&Deutsch Destruction as the allies. From the south side, the AngryDutchman, of course, he is the Dutch player. With the Soviets, with his fellow teammate GiantDwarf, with the USF here. And from the top side, we're gonna have Brotherhood of Steel, CrispyCreamCookie here as the OKW. Bring in the Fox Grenadiers. And of course, RaduFlorian, I guess it is. So known with that name as the Austria, of course. And so far we have no doctrines here chosen at all, and it's gonna be the Austria versus the Soviet and the US versus the OKW, it seems like it. That's about fine, I'd say. And yeah, we see first for some Rifleman, Conscripts of course, versus the Austria. No surprise, no MG42 as well. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. On this tournament, lots of players seem to sort of love actually skipping here. The MG42, especially very recently, just going instead for the Grenadiers, I guess. And yes, it's gonna be the first VP here for the Brotherhood of Steel, of course. Just coming in here straight away. Dutchman, of course, first setting up some wiring to get some advantages, I guess, later on. Proceeding here to cap rather after that one, so yes. It's gonna be the Axis here with the totally after VP lead, I guess. Cookie is gonna come in straight away, very aggressive. I think his house here, and he doesn't have a window from that side, so it can be a decent play, I'd say. Yeah, definitely the numbers here with the Rifleman coming in. So he's trying to go for the deep cap, making some use of the Pioneers, but and Dutchman with the game read here, preventing that one. GiantDwarf fencing off for Rifleman here early on. So now he forced to retreat himself with the Pioneer, bring in whether it's a late third Fox Grenadier here. Sandier is also out. Time to Dutchman already with the sandbags on the fuel here. 5 hands for the allies. That's definitely a decent catch, I'd say. Pretty dangerously low, but in the run in the end here, making it out very live. But yeah, allies now with the VP advantage after all, and also with the resource advantage, you could say. That's definitely a good start here for the Dutch&Deutsch Destruction in the end. With the Flamer, of course, having a decent time and come in for the help in the end. The MG42 will be out now, so maybe it's just a missing unit here for holding the fuel side here for the Axis. Yeah, most of the Dutchman. Really active, trying to cap as much as you can, or decap at least, so putting in some good efforts here. Time, GiantDwarf, I guess, just busy here withholding his very side. You know, he already got the AA very early out. Yes, thanks to the fuel provided from Dutchman as well. It's gonna be handy, I'd say. The window here, so Cookie's making good use of that. Batman is really low here, but we're trying to go for the wipe in the end. It's also gonna fall back.
57mm AT gun now deployable by air.
It's the concussion grenade. And it scares off GiantDwarf pretty fairly. The X is back with their fuel, but oh, still not with the resource income right now. It's the ammunition, of course. Tiny already with some good veterancy though. Some not decent plays here, I'd say, from Cookie with the OKW. And we actually have already a very early bunker here with the MG upgrade, I guess. For defending the second cutoff here from the middle, that's very interesting. Now possibly losing yet again the other cutoff. It's gonna make it in time, back into it, so I guess it's gonna be secured, and we have Dutchman already with the 120 and the defensive tactics coming in. It's airborne yet again. A GiantDwarf though. So far the Axis rather indecisive with their doctrinal choice, I guess. Probably just waiting here what the allies are going, or maybe adjusting the choice of the doctrine by that. Rifles are back into business. So is the captain. The bar. And we'll be making good work of the house, but it's kind of the superior numbers here from the rifles, so in the end getting scared from the pioneer with the incendiary. He's trying to save some manpower here in the end. He's just going very safely further away. Yes, now a few here for the Axis on the allied side though. Dutchman yet again with the play here, dodging very nicely the rifle grenade. So about to get, yeah, it's about to make use here of the Axis fuel yet again, so that's very decent. So a couple of sandbags here accompanying him in a very decent position for the defense.
Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
Eventually he's forced back, and it's gonna be the same fate for the OKW here. And was back with lots of units, I suppose. Bring in as well here the Browning. There's a sprint into the VP, preventing here the decap. And indeed, I guess Dutchman very surprised by the bunker here. Trying to cut off yet again CrispyCreamCookie here with the OKW, but was ready for that with the help of his teammate providing the bunker. So I guess it already paid out for that. Securing here the resources. And we have the early BoS as well, the GiantDwarf, so that's definitely gonna help here with the DPS versus the Fox Grenadiers. In the meantime, yeah, I guess Dutchman has finally pushed off the VP somewhat, but we'll be back eventually. So the MG42 is ready. T3, I guess, is just gonna make it out. The focus fire can be applied. There's another incendiary. Fitness in danger. Gets decrewed in the end, though with straight away the upgrade for the tier. And yeah, the bunkers also here for the protection of the Raketen being decrewed. And yeah, Dutchman is already sneaking in around the MG, decapping the few yet again, so it's really putting some decent efforts into that. We'll go here for the cutoff, but with the AA, just for that, it's very purpose. Great job here of fencing off any other units. Already finished off the sandbags, I guess finally here for some better resource control, I guess. Pioneer's now bat-free ready. 8 kills it is. It's quite decent for the time here being invested. So I guess gonna decap the VP and somewhat small, I guess, advantage here for the allies already. Bring in the dominancy in terms of the VP count and the resources, I'm afraid. So that's going very well so far for the Dutch&Deutsch destruction. So here a little misplay with the capture of the fuel, of course. He is going to be prepared again. Yeah, there's no window here, I'm afraid, and still no connection here, I'm afraid, with the fuel, since it's necessary to catch that cutoff here eventually. But CT-34 now with quite a decent timing, though Pack 40 is out as well, obviously. Yes, just back into combat. Patton's ready though. Both making good use of the A here. Hiding behind the house. Not too easy for the Raketen here to find the perfect angle for dealing with it. Calling some rapid barrage here, I guess. Seems so to happen. And we have the Stück E with the defensive doctrine and the Osttruppen barrage out as well, I guess, but it's just falling back very quickly to reposition itself. So that's fine. View-wise, it's definitely behind here. Find somewhat some more resources, and that's gonna take a while. I mean, there's the Stück E, but it's really a match for the T-34. And doing a decent job here as well. It definitely helps here as well. That's the second Pack 40, so it's gonna be prepared here for the T-34, I'd say. The conscripts are gonna come in here eventually. That's quite the danger. Time. KW is trying yet again here to decap the fuel. But the AA is possibly gonna prevent it again. Actually not going over for that one, but yeah, still there is the resource advantage for the allies, of course. It's now somewhat equalized, but still there. And AA is gonna live, I guess. Yet again. We have a Sherman coming in as well. With the killing shot on the rather low Raketten though. It's just gonna remain like that, and this one just with the shots here. Just finish off the Raketten yet again, I'm afraid. Yes, it does. It's painful for the OKW player. It's getting out straight away another 80. Sherman might so he can finish off, I guess. He wants to get Raketten for himself. That's a reasonable decision. Yeah, OKW spending instead the manpower instead of an Ober for another Raketten, so that's unfortunate. Seems has given up upon fuel here. It's gonna be the pioneer for the contest with the sweeper, since there is the mine from Dutchman, I guess, but yet again with somewhat lots of manpower, but I guess he's banking right now for the P4, which might be coming in very soon. Sweep the mine, gets it actually in the retreat. It's kind of funny. He also had a Shrek, maybe could have saved the Raketten, but hasn't been a Shrek, so gonna happen. You're doing some work, but afraid it might be a grand down here. Actually, it's gonna live. It's fortunate. But yeah, it's not looking too good for the Axis, though they have still some VPs to make a comeback, I guess. Maybe P4 could be the unit for that, with some dominance here over the Sherman. But indeed, there's the Raketten as well for the used player, so it's gonna have the penetration with that without having to spend any ammunition. And could be doing some work, I'd say, but they need more than that one. And Dutchman, yeah, he's coming in deep with the engineer here, just going for as many resources as he can grab, and actually Dutchman hits, I think it's his own mine, right? Stepping on it here with the T-34. Eddie Barras coming in, oh that's not a very decent shot here. From the 120, and I think that's gonna be a Stucky down here. Afraid so. And there's surrender as well from the Axis, I guess. The loss of the Stucky not getting in the fuel. We also didn't feel very confident into being able to win that match here. This point of the match. W losing the Raketten as well, yet again being decrewed, so game 1 goes to the Dutch&Deutsch destruction, I guess. A great job here upon pressuring the Axis early on with some nice plays and capturing the Axis fuel here by Dutchman really made the difference overall. Proceeding with that through the match, I guess. And it seems they somewhat lost the hope here to a comeback, I'm afraid. Yeah, Dutchman with some decent stats here as well on the cons. Say the 120 with some very nice shots as well, overall. Rifle's doing quite the work as well, decent kills. Not struggling here too much with the Fox Grenadiers, AA with a decent job as well. Sherman, decent shots as well in the end, I'd say. And yeah, KD wise, use with the rifles doing greatly, I'd say. Still picking the airborne though, but not utilizing it too much, I guess. It's the Browning being dropped here in the end, and Dutchman also with a great KD versus the Austria. Definitely tell that. Army value wise, yeah, Axis kind of lacking here behind the US and also the Soviet. With some casualties as well here in terms of the units with the Raketen and yeah. Some competence here. As well in the end, I'm afraid. Points held, yeah, you can also see somewhat an advantage here for the Allies. Dutchman with a great map control. Overall, Allies overall dominant, I would say. That's why this game goes quite fast, I'd say. To the Dutch&Deutsch destruction, so very well played, and let's just get into the next game, I guess. Game 2, and of course we are on high fans yet again. And we have now the Brotherhood of Steel as the allies. Radu here with the Brits and the CrispyCreamCookie with the Soviets versus the double Austria, I guess.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Here, Dutchman and GiantDwarf yet again as well, so it's the very same players. GiantDwarf with the MG42, I guess, on the offense here. Maybe going for the fuel here from the allies, and we have returned old Dutchman straight away with the sniper. As the very second unit already, so that's very confident here. Meantime, British is pumping out some sections straight away, so I guess we'll have definitely some decent targets for the sniper here after all.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
And it's just gonna be conscripts for the Soviets, of course. But the natural decision as well against Austria. It seems GiantDwarf will be somewhat spotting around here for the sniper, so Dutchman can actually land some kills. That's, I guess, the first dead man of the match here, being a section, I guess. And it's gonna be just another section model here. It's definitely some precious models here to snipe, and it's gonna be one model left, and it's gonna be the retreat already, of course. No real combat force here being left. Yeah, engineer trying to come from behind. Sniper's already gone. With the micro here. 4 kills it is. And yeah, now he's pretty stable as well. There's 2 Grants and the Pioneer in the house. Sections on the run. It's filling up. Let's just already go here for, I guess, an assault officer or something. In time.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Of course, with the MG pitching here at least very one con. So with the 3 grants already, so that's definitely somewhat of a defense line here he got for dealing with the Soviets, I guess. That's something. And yeah, I guess this time Dutch&Deutsch destruction also with a somewhat decent start. Engineer might die here actually in the middle, it seems like it. It's a double grand and indeed it dies here very straight away. And it's also gonna be the engineer here with the already upgraded flamethrower, so that's quite the bad start for the Soviet player here, losing just both of the engineers, I'm afraid. And the Brit bringing out the assault officer, I guess, for some pressure here. Section is gonna go in for the deep dive. On the sniper, I guess. It's ignoring anything, but we're trying to push the sniper back to the base, I guess. That's gonna be it. No, there's no UC. GiantDwarf is behind with the MG, and Dutchman is instead now just sniping from the base here and getting that cutoff in the end is, I'm afraid, quite pointless without decapping the VP. There's still the connection here for the Axis, so obviously the Axis with a huge resource advantage still in their bags.
That means you, Dieter. A new engineer section is waiting for orders.
EB's allies a little bit struggling with the map, possibly. The Soviet kind of back with the map control for now, but yeah. British really struggling with the map control versus the Austria with the sniper. There is gonna be indeed as well here the medic in the base already, so that's definitely worth something. Right here the engineers with no smoke. Trying to, I guess, get the pioneer, but the sniper's there also taking off a model, and engineer got a fall back already. So is this action. Really struggling here to find an edge on the sniper build from Dutchman. Yes, it's just very happy facing a Brit here with these actions. Doing some decent damage with the sniper, but there's the red cover here, I'm afraid, at the lake or pond, we would call that. So, but so is the officer in the pond, and afraid Brenner's gonna live in the end. Officer doesn't make it out alive, so that's another unit, you know, for the Brit being lost, which doesn't come in handy facing especially here the sniper. That's not looking good at all. We're gonna have the AA at least, I guess, for
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Soviet, so that's maybe something.
Can be called into battle. Orders are ready to be issued for a raiding operation.
Oh, it's gonna be the snare, no?
Commandos are ready.
Oh, I still... Okay. Dwarf. Scared in the end, he's gonna fall back. Yeah, this army is not really the most optimal one. For the sniper, I guess Sachin would say that's a very optimal army for him to face instead. Where's gonna be the commandos now? And he's gonna go back yet again, yeah. I'm afraid yet again GiantDwarf here with quite the control in terms of resources. Probably gonna bring in, yeah, some medium armor very soon here. Might even go for the Ostwind for an early surprise.
Grenadier squad is ready.
And there's gonna be another Gren
We are losing a sector.
for Dutchman. Maybe 4 Grens and a sniper. This is the triple section with the commando. The commando already revealing itself here in the road. Snipers falling back. Where's the gammon? Oh! That is fatal for Dutchman. Oh, he might just lose 2 grenadiers here. That's actually just the comeback the British player needed here for dealing with the sniper. Gets an LMG here on top of that for the commando. I guess that's just the jackpot itself, like it's winning in that precise engagement here. That's 2 Grens down for Dutchman. So just with this very play, I guess, very behind the Brit play, but obviously there is the huge resource advantage. So he might just turn the game around, of course, with somewhat an early P for an Ostwind, but Brit also very reluctant here on spending any resources for the tax. Could also just maybe get in Cromwell in time. It's not looking too bad for him as well. Could be a centaur somewhat, but obviously he's also lacking the manpower, but he's also prepared already with the 6-pounder here. I guess allies are just gonna make it back into the game here. So getting for once now here at least the very fuel here from Dutchman. There's only 1 door I think in this house, but yeah, it is at optimal place, let's say, but let's go for the wipe or maybe for another model. Now actually going for the sniper here with the LMG, that's quite scary. And Dutchman gets indeed scared here in the end, falling back. And Dutchman, for the one very moment here, not really paying the attention to the commando. Really tossing in the possibility of a comeback here for the Brit. That's attempted from GiantDwarf with the Pack 40, I'd say, but not succeeding with the shot in the end. So at least making very good use of the opportunity, I'd say.
An engineer unit is ready for action.
And we have the Maxim as well for the Soviets, so there's quite the amount of support weapons here in the end for the Soviets, so he's prepared for whatever comes. And we have the actual P4, of course, for Dutchman, who also just tosses in here the P-Gren, I guess for dealing with the fellow commandos here in the end. So British could bring out armor here as well. Right now, Williams play from the Soviet, not decapping the fuel, but with a nice dodge instead. You have the rifle grenade from Dutchman in the middle, now coming in for the capture man. The 6-pounder is indeed ready with the miss. Missing just straight away another shot, I'm afraid. Nixon's there though. Suppress that Gran here in the middle. Dutchman is gonna call it with the Grenadier, I guess. Well, knowing he's not gonna make it out here alive, and we have the smoke grade operations. Smoking very well the base here. Also the front line, of course. Let's try to surprise here with the light gammon one Dutchman in the smoke. No success though. Still Dutchman here, I'm afraid. Walking just straight away into the commandos with the close range. And yeah, Dutchman indeed is now struggling here. With the map control somewhat, losing some infantry. That didn't help at all for him. And the commandos are just straight away gonna try to hide somewhere, I guess. Probably going for an ambush here for the sniper. It's gonna be another Grand coming in indeed. Yeah, GiantDwarf, good work here on the Soviet. It's not really making into the game. Also, it's a bit very indecisive with his doctrine here, I'm afraid. And oh, commandos in, but snipers in the house, hurting away. So, reduce here, nice play from Dutchman. There is indeed the light gammon bomb. Grenadier just barely makes it out here alive. It seems. It's the turnaround in the game here for the allies. You gotta capitalize on that fuel here. Commando's quite low. Oh, and it's gonna just fall back to the P-grants here, though Dutchman, yes, deciding here to instead for the wipe upon the section. And he won't be able to get that one. 6 pounders left alone here far back, so man is very confidently moving in, trying to find that, and finds indeed the 6 pounder. There's no armor out for the British as well, so I'm afraid he might be losing this very 1 AT gun here straight away. Yes, he does.
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
It's gonna be very useful for Dutchman here. Obtaining the AT he didn't tag for since he skipped the tier 2. And indeed, GiantDwarf finishing off at A with the combined push here of the P4 with the Pack 40.
They're trying to take it.
And the 6 pounder, I'm afraid, is lost. And there's the surrender yet again. Alright, so and yeah, we will have a new map, of course. That's gonna take a moment, I'm afraid, but can have in the meantime a look at the unit stats. The Soviets with some casualties, I guess, with the engineers early on, and when the AA didn't really help. Of course, the Brit with the officer being lost in the 6 pounder. Silver with some manpower and fuel being left here in the end, but still going for the surrender, I'm afraid. Sniper 22 kills, doing quite well. And yeah, with GiantDwarf, lots of grenadiers as well. I guess some decent stats for the time being played, I guess. And 2-2 with 9 kills as well. It's not too much to tell. AngryDutchman just bring in another P4, I guess. Yes, you can see overall Dutchman was the Brit with a very decent KD. Was very based on sniper as well, but GiantDwarf also not doing too bad against the Soviet KD wise, so that's pretty much alright in the end as well. In the meantime, but with a rather poor KD, obviously. Yeah, army value wise. Dutchman with some losses, of course, here with the double Gran, but then bringing in the P4, making it back into the game, getting his hands as well. And that 6-pounder later on. And bringing in the Panzer Grenadiers. We also have the double loss here with the energy engineers. The Soviet really making here some trouble, I guess. The Soviet player not really managing very well to come back from that. And having to deal with the P4 here on top. All that, losing the A in the end. So yeah, as you can see, the gap comes just very big in the end. So it's definitely a tough one. And points held wise, also the allies with the disadvantage in the resources for most of the game. Really struggling to bring in some armor, I'd say. In the end. Loot of Steel, choosing the Southern Spawn here, of course. And game's on, and it will be section already.
We are now able to intercept and decode German radio transmissions.
And it's gonna be conscripts as well. For the Soviet, maybe with a sniper here, sitting in the tier 1. Yeah, it seems it's gonna be yet again the sniper for Dutchman here as well. Seems so. And GiantDwarf will be going yet again in the end here. For the MG42 yet again, as the very first unit, I guess. Some of the allies. Straight away 40 fuel here.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
It's indeed the radio intercept as well.
We have a new sniper under our command.
And as he knows, where is the sniper out? I guess the British player will be already aware of that. Sniper will be firstly just going for the ammunition cap here. Yes, it's quite the amount to capture here as well on this map, especially if you bring in such an expensive unit straight away. And yes, will be possibly ready the counter for that, I guess. I'll be just walking straight away over here. To the axis, I guess. So that could indeed be the play here, the surprise. The axis with that, and there's gonna be the mortar. The mobile assault regiment. That's me playing very slowly, just bring in his infantry before doing anything in the meantime. So it play rather passive as well, of course. Lacking the amount of units. And I guess it will come just over straight away here. Maybe they're already aware that something must be off here. Well, that's probably gonna reveal, yeah, the sniper. That's maybe not the best play here. I'm pretty sure Dutchman is now aware. Unless he missed that. Could be the case here eventually, actually. But he didn't see. I guess not. Oh. It's gonna be revealed again. And it's on the run already, so that failed. I'm afraid. For the allies here. Yeah, Dutchman already with 4 kills yet again upon the sniper, and it's a triple VP lead for the Axis already, and the resource control is coming in pretty deadly as well. So that's not looking too well. He's gonna make use now with the sniper here instead. On GiantDwarf. But yeah, the BoS is not gonna win against all those units here, I'm afraid. As mines are out as well. Where are the partisans here behind? Twist the mortar for the smoke. Helping with the sniper possibly. So partisans left to lead the house here in the end. Engineers are out with the sweeper, so possibly there is the awareness of the S-mines.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Engineer survives, I guess. Now free here to cap the middle since the sniper's on the run as well.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
At least the sniper can make some work here upon the MG42. Might actually wipe the unit, yes. Now just have to finish off, I guess, another grand model. So you would have to trade his unit, but get scared here in the end, so GiantDwarf is gonna get his MG back here without any price, I'd say. Yeah, allies now in return with the triple VP cap and mortars being used. Finishing off the S-mines, I guess. But there is the 2-2 here from Dutchman. We're just gonna come in for the sniper, but sniper is falling back. I just wanna heal it up, I guess, if possible, but there's no heal yet. Two is looking for the sniper, but sniper is gone. Yes, really scared here of the 2-2 timing, possibly around the 6th minute. Having no units. There's somewhat a defense here to provide. Might be coming over to the middle. There is the 6-pounder though. So I guess there is somewhat safe here. Yeah. Smoke is getting utilized for the sniper here. I guess that's the least you can do eventually. Sniper is back. Of course, allies behind in terms of DPs, but they are not losing more DPs for now, I'd say. So that's okay. Sniper is already scared again. And that's very scary here with all the grenadiers coming in, indeed. The Brit is far this game and somewhat better, but sniper just finishing off here. Section in the retreat. That's rather unfortunate. Falling in now the commandos. Oh, commandos are behind the sniper. Dutchman realizes here just in time. Because sniper's gonna make it out very live here.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points. They're attacking from the side.
And GiantDwarf with the flank. And actually finish off that commando here, I'm afraid. That would be quite a serious
A capture
loss
point is being overrun.
for the Brit, but I guess it's gonna live here in the end, but barely. Sniper on the
Enemy
run yet
threatening a
again.
capture point.
I don't know, scared of the pack forward here, I'm not sure.
Ready for action.
Yeah, the Brit really with the manpower issues, with the rather poor KD here overall. That will be able here to take out the 2-2 possibly. With 6-pounder, yes. So that's decent, but yeah. Great bleed here for the British.
My advice would be all reinforcements received.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Sniper can also on the other side make some work somewhat, but it's, I think also still the S-mines here, so that's indeed troubling. And there's still one Gran behind. Maybe looking for a unit to wipe here
Taking our territory.
in the retreat. Pack forward here with some efforts here on destroying the trench. Sniper also greatly helping with that one. In time. So we bring in some sandbags here. Commandos might
We're losing
be
a capture point.
going in here with some no light gammon bombs, so this one will be just falling back here. Very alive as well. We have 80 from the partisans, but they're not matched here with the free grants as well. Trying to chase sniper from the Soviets. Actually forcing sniper to retreat yet again, just with the brute force here going in. But so 2 grants being sent home here.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
So overall, Allies still behind with the resources. Bring in no light vehicles though, so guess it can maybe make up in some way for being behind with the fuel here. But maybe you could also have collected some more resources eventually. With the light vehicles having the more decent resource control here in the end and more lively. Let's shoot from the mortar. The 6-pounder. We might get the crude here, I'm afraid. I mean, there's the sniper, but it's gonna live in the end.
Reconnaissance flight set to go. New items can now be built. Half-tracks have been issued anti-tank mines for
It's gonna
use
be the
against
trench
enemy
now for
armor.
Dutchman yet again, so comes in very handy. And yeah, sniper with 13 kills, on the contrary,
Our line of sight is down.
Dutchman though with 20 kills.
Capture complete.
The first attempt here to counter snipe. The sniper being already had 4 kills, but I guess AngryDutchman being more able to capitalize upon his sniper, I'd say.
Do not let up. The enemy still has 300 points.
Beware of the commando here somewhere. guess. In the barrage.
You need some reconnaissance?
He's coming in here with the dive. Sniper is actually able to shoot, but too late. Not being able to force away 2 units.
The enemy is
Yeah,
attempting
double
to steal our
camouflage
sector.
as well. Oh, fortunately missing the shot here on the 2-2. And man is on the run. The second one pulls off the attack. GiantDwarf with a very surprising HMG here from the flank. I guess Partisan is gonna die. Does. Sniper, you're putting in some more work here. Helping to defend. But being outnumbered, I'm afraid. Entirely. Coming back into the houses for another kill, I guess. Return though the takedown upon the Pack 40 here. And he could bring in some armor, but maybe he might be just going straight away for the combat actually. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. It's gonna be the
Land mattress artillery on the way.
when he brings in the land mattress, maybe could be also an idea. Yeah, I guess he's waiting for Comet or the Churchill, I guess. Down the Soviet, he's struggling with the manpower, even though playing with the sniper. And even able to tag, so that's quite the issue here for him. And there's gonna be another partisan as well. The 42 is not even, it's gonna fall back in the end. The first plan was just to fall back for some healing here on the front line to remain the resource control. I guess he might be able to capture the fuel now yet again. There is another engineer as well. This out one engineer, but he brings in another, even though having no armor. Guess it's a plan to attack with the next engineer here, but it's really gonna delay the armor, and it's gonna be a Firefly, I see. For the British player, it's a very defensive choice in the end. Was almost getting wiped. But yeah, I guess the allies just down here on their infantry and support weapons. Meanwhile, Axis just bringing in the armor for both players, so trying to capitalize that as early as, or as soon as they can. This Firefly is gonna help P4, I guess, but it sort of lacks the initiative. Dealing with any infantry, I'd say. Maybe player is very confident, I guess, into his infantry here versus the sniper bird. Could be the case. Not really taking back this mortar here as well. Umba makes it out. Barely alive here as well. I fly. Already snared. Quite in danger. Expounders ready though behind, but there are gonna be not any repairs any soon right now. Transfo died, I guess. From GiantDwarf, so he's down one grenadier. And now he gets the kill Only 2-2, I guess, but I'm afraid it's gonna be that 5 layer. Oh no, he bounces the shot. I might just finish it off here, maybe with the ground attack. Yes, it does in the very last moment. So it's gonna be the trade here in the end. But also the D crew. 26 pounder. So I guess it's maybe not too bad for the British player. Yes, it was still the more costly tank in the end, but I guess it's at least one unit less to worry about. But yeah, it's gonna take a while now to get in another Firefly, I guess. And it seems Dutchman will be just going for the Werf instead, playing with no armor at all here.
Enemy forces are securing
The sniper with
territory.
32 kills. Just putting on the bleed here for the allies.
Territory is out of contact.
Commandos will be going in. With the brands.
Rocket vehicle has arrived.
Have to work out as well. This guns are ready. There is the tech. 200 fuel for the Soviet, but doesn't have any manpower here to bring in something. And that will be the Berkeley barrage for the commandos. Was able to dodge it, I guess, somewhat at least. Yeah, the dead free sniper now for the Soviet. These guns are ready as well. Oh, and the sniper dies. So with here not paying detection. And yeah, I guess that's the surrender for the Allies. Sniper's gone and they lose the hope here into winning the series with coming back. GG's, congrats to the Dutch&Deutsch destruction, I guess, with rather decisive 3-0 win here, I guess, in the end. Maybe it's not been the day here for the Brotherhood of Steel. There with some decent amount of kills as well. GiantDwarf having still to deal with the sniper though. 35 kills for Dutchman with his sniper, not doing too bad as well, I guess. Yeah, and the Austria barely losing any units, but yeah. The Allies in the return losing some units, not really bringing out any armor at all here in regard of the Soviet player with lots of fuel, but no armor or anything at all. Still with somewhat of a bleed against the Austria with the sniper, barely being able to kill anything but with the sniper, I'd even say. And yeah, the British player really struggling here. Yet again with Dutchman with the sniper. So Dutchman with a great KD. And both also doing pretty well. And yeah, as you can see yet again, Axis ahead here with the army values. Very decently. And also with points held here, collecting I guess some more fuel and ammunition in the end overall. Mostly fuel of course. But yeah. So I guess it's over, yes. 3-0 for Dutch&Deutsch destruction pretty straight away.